people here.
And tell me what Satan looks like, if you would.
He's horrible. He's the most horrible thing you have to see. He's like a dog and a half a human. He's a big mouth, his teeth like a big dog. He comes and he torments you. He's a deceiver. So Our Lady has taught me how to say the Holy Rosary, which I say every day. I go to Mass every day and I go to confession once a month. I receive benediction on a Friday and I do a Eucharistic adoration once a week. And yeah, he comes and he torments me. But you see,
how does he torment you?
Well, for instance, the other night, he tormented me. He tormented me last night because I was coming on the Late Late Show.
Satan knew you were coming on the show.
He didn't know I was coming on the show.
Okay.
This is the way you attack. The more powerful you become with Our Lady and with Jesus, the more powerful Satan becomes.
So what did he do to you last night, knowing that you were coming on here tonight?
Well, if I was to tell you, you'd probably laugh at me.
I'm not laughing.
No, just right. If you look at my teeth, one of them is hanging down above the other.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah. And you believe that?
He attacks you during your sleep. He wants me not to write the book. He wants me not to go on the Late Late Show.
And does he say this to you? Does he articulate this?
He wouldn't say it the way I'm hearing you saying it, Ryan.
So what would he do?
He would come in my head and he would put visions in front of me.
Has he? But you've seen him as well.
Oh, I've seen him.
So have you had a fist fight with Satan?
Well, I woke up one morning, my body was scratched and marked. I didn't notice until I got into the shower. And physically, you can't scratch your body the way I was scratched. You know, he has terrified me. Yeah, he always does this to me. Before an apparition, he always attacks.
You're going to have to put up with a lot of skepticism, Joe, and you're going to have to. You know, even you can hear it in the audience. A lot of gasping. There's tittering. Yeah. There's a sense that some people will say, Joe, it sounds mad, and it sounds. You know, incredible, and I mean that with a credibility issue. Yeah. Does that upset you to hear that, or do you accept that that's part and parcel of when you say that Satan says don't go on the Late Late? People say, well, you know, that's
it's part and parcel of the work that I do. When I go to Knock, Brian, I get attacked something terrible.
Why did you go to Knock?
I went to Medjugorje last year. A lady asked me to go to Medjugorje. Okay. I didn't even know where Medjugorje was. I borrowed money out of credit union because I don't have an income, and I went to Medjugorje and I seen Our Lady 15 minutes on the hill, and she asked me to come back and go to Knock. I didn't even know where Knock was. I don't drive. I was never in Knock. So I got to trying down, and she started appearing to me last August in Knock, and she gave me messages. She predicts the next apparition, which happened and happened to thousands of people seeing her. So she wants me to work for her in Knock.
Okay. How does she get these messages to you about going to Knock and so forth?
If I kneel in front of the Holy Altar in the apparition chapel in Knock,
yes,
after saying the Holy Rosary, it's always after the Holy Rosary, a lady will come. She will make herself visible to me.
But to you only?
No, to other people.
To other. But you're the one who takes the message.
Yeah, it's like they call it channel. There's some words are not allowed to use. You can't use clairvoyant because the church doesn't like. I'm a mystic for Our Lady. Clairvoyant is to do with the devil, and you have to be very careful what you're saying.
Yes.
But she comes to me, Ryan, and anyone that sees me in Knock, they have filmed me in Knock, and I just break out into balls of tears, and the tears comes out of me.
Why?
My heart is broken because it's the beautiful love of Our Lady.
And what does she want you to do? Did she want you to come on here tonight?
Yes, she wants me to come on to spread the messages that I've been given. She wants reconciliation. She said at church the foundations are falling down all around the world. And she said the second coming of Christ is getting very, very near. This is to do with all the disasters in the world, which I have predicted many of them. Even in the book I launched yesterday, there's predictions in that, which I have predicted.
Such as, what did you predict, John?
Last year, well, I predicted the earthquake in Turkey. I predicted the cloud, the ash cloud, which the media make a holy show of me of.
Yeah. Do you feel that people mock you?
Oh, well, I get mocked every day, Ryan.
Is that hurtful, or do you accept it as part of society's natural scepticism of such stories?
See, it's very funny. You know, if you go back to just changing it for a minute. If I go back to the visionaries in Medjugorje, you know, it's nearly 30 years going on, Ryan, and they're only starting to believe those men today. This is happening to me in Knock.
Okay.
And people say, "Oh, you're in it for money, Joe. You make money." My wife is sitting there in my family. I haven't got a penny to my name. I live on invalidity pension. 320, I think we get a week.
And if you do a healing for somebody...
You know, if I do a healing, I'll do a healing voluntary. If they want to give me a donation...
You'll accept a few quid if it's
if they say... Because I had overheads to pay.
Yeah.
But my healing room has been taken off me since last November.
Okay. If the Virgin Mary does appear to... Sorry, as you suggest... and says the second coming is imminent.
It's very imminent, yeah.
One would suspect that she, given who she is and who she, and this is going to sound flippant, it's not meant to, but who she knows, she would be in a position to be quite specific.
She's very specific.
So I'm never quite sure why somebody like the Virgin Mary would use the word imminent.
Yeah. She uses lots of words. Some people say she doesn't use the words, tell my children they must pray. You know, Our Lady talks to people different ways, and she's very angry over the church because, you know, we had an apparition in Knock only on the 11th of May.
Let's have a look at what happens when an apparition... This is from Knock. Have a look at this.
Yeah.
About it, didn't there? It's happening, yeah, it's happening. Oh, look at it! Oh! The sun is coming through the cloud. Oh, Holy Mother. Oh, look at this! Oh, Jesus, I trust in you. Oh, Jesus, I trust in you. Oh, blessed Lady, our Immaculate Heart.
So that gives us an indication of what you saw. Were you communicating with the Virgin Mary there?
I was, yeah.
Okay, and what was she saying to you?
That was the 31st of October. That was Halloween.
Yeah.
Before the apparition happened, Our Lady had requested that we put the statue of Blessed Lady into church and we put some flowers on the altar as a mark of respect for our Holy Mother. The church denied the request. They took the microphones out. And a big bang came. People were running around, and Our Lady gave me a fantastic message that day. And it's like, you know, we go into channel, people who do this work, we go into channel, and she comes and she tells me, and I write the messages down, word for word. I don't add anything on, I take anything away. And it's a little bit sad looking at that because I lost my friend Keith
I'm sorry to hear that.
11 weeks ago through an accident, you know. But,
well, let's give you a moment to gather yourself, because there's some people in the audience who were at Knock on one of those occasions. Pat, are you there? Pat, good evening and welcome. Could you describe to me, Pat, what you see when the apparitions appear as has been explained to us by Joe, please?
Well, I was in Knock on the 31st of October.
Yeah.
And I was in the apparition chapel, and Joe and Keith went up to pray before 3 o'clock before the statue of Our Lady.
Yes.
They prayed, and Joe was in ecstasy. That's the nearest I could describe it. He was praying in deep meditation with Our Lady. He came down, and as he came down, I was not far away from him, and he said, Our Lady said to you to watch the sun. The evening, or that afternoon, it was all quite a dark cloud, and there was no appearance of the sun.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, some of the cloud moved away, and the sun came out.
Yes.
Lovely and bright. It was in various colours.